Happy Trails MTB. It's Saturday morning, June 17th. I think it's June 17th. Last night was one of the best days. Last night was new bike day. And I brought the camera there to get some footage of new bike day, but turns out I left the SD card in the computer at home, so no footage of actual new bike day. But this morning we're here for new bike day shakedown ride. So we're arriving here at the old Woodstock Inn. It's not quite 7 a.m. yet. It's very cool, 65 degrees ish. So we're in for a real treat. All right, so what do we have here? It's the 2022 Stumpjumper Evo Expert. Just picked this up last night from Dirt Rooster Bicycles, downtown Catonsville. Shout out to Dirt Rooster. Really nice build from the factory with Fox 36 Performance Elite, Fox Float X Performance Elite, mostly a full X01 drivetrain minus the crank GX drivetrain. What did I do to the bike? Oh, it also comes with a one-up dropper. And if you don't know, it's 150 millimeters in the rear and 160 up front. And what makes this bike special is the adjustable geometry. We have a headset here that you can flip, and 3 different positions to adjust the head angle, head tube angle, and then you have another flip chip here in the back for a high and low, so you have 6 total positions. What upgrades did we make right out of the box? Well, we did a one-up carbon handlebar, we did the Deity Death Trap pedals, and I already had a nice Bontrager Line Pro 30 carbon rear wheel, so I just added a front one. Got a credit for a couple $100 for the original wheels, and then added that front. So as is, this bike weighed in right at 31 pounds. Oh, and the other 2 things we did here: the oil slick absolute black oval chainring and MRP bash guard. So we're ready to ride. Let's see what this thing's all about. About a mile in, had to make a few stops for some cockpit adjustments. I'm not there yet, but we'll keep going here. And also, I of course always forget how to turn this GoPro on and off, so I've had some problems there too. So I can't even give you first impressions on the bike yet. But we're about to hit a fun little segment. And one thing I did not do last night that I should have done, I should have ridden up and down the road and bedded in my pads. I've never ridden SRAM codes. This bike has SRAM code RS. It's supposed to be a pretty damn good brake. But one thing's for sure, without pads bedded in, they don't do anything. Take a break, trail pup. We'll see. One thing I'm getting the feel for is this is an incredibly capable bike, but it's not super playful. I would not describe it as that. It's not a 5010 or Even I would say my Downieville stump jumper was probably a little bit more playful than this, but I didn't buy it for that. I bought it for capability at the shed and enduro races. We're approaching one of my favorite little descents in Patapsco, kind of the Woodstock / Daniels area, the Wall Trail. It's only about a minute. And just to kind of recap with the adjustable geometry on this bike, I have it in the factory settings. So the rear, or the bottom bracket, it's kind of the bottom bracket wheelbase adjustment. It's in the high setting. I forget, 6 or 7 millimeters, I think, higher than the low setting. And as I stated before, you have a 3-position headset. It's in the middle, and I want to say it's 64 degrees, something like that. Anyway, let's head down the Wall Trail. Okay. Brakes are starting to come together. Feel the bike a little bit. Riding a bike like this in the Woodstock area of Patapsco is kind of like driving a built Jeep through town and trying to get an idea of its capabilities. It's gonna ride like crap through town. Not that this is like crap, but my stash is way more fun out here than this bike, and that's to be expected. There's no surprise there. I'm not disappointed. This is more to get a feel for it and make some cockpit adjustments. One upgrade I did not make that I kind of waffled over was to change the X01 to GX axis. I certainly wasn't going to spend the money on X01 axis, but I considered it. But I know I would get used to the paddles, but I don't really like them from what I've tried. Hang tight here. The Downieville had X01 cable operated, and it worked beautifully for the 2.5 years I had it. And I love the X01 shifter, how it's adjustable. And I just stopped and made a trail side adjustment to adjust it to make it easier for the paddles closer together. Suits my style. So that was a big factor in me not changing. Also, I'm lazy, and I know I would forget to charge the battery, and I know I would get stuck with no shifting, because that's just how I am. Maverick, take a drink. There you go, buddy. Cool off, pal. Ooh. I think my best initial impression so far
You know, it's slower speeds, kind of something more like this, and tighter stuff, tighter than this, of course. The bike's a little clumsy, a little slow, but as you open it up and as the speed increases, it feels more planted, more capable, and you really know you're riding something pretty serious. So let's see if we can dial it up a little bit on some of this stuff. As I was bedding in the brakes, I was very skeptical. Now they're feeling phenomenal. And they're better than the Maguras. See if they stay that way.
Stay tuned for part 2 of New Bike Day from an awesome secret location.